Hey, so got another student interview to record today with one of the club closer students, Cameron. Cameron, I'd let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so obviously my name's Cameron. Been in Club Closer for I'd say about 5 or 6 months now, and every month just getting better and better. Used to do like door to door sales, and I got referred by Tom to kind of get into the program, and been getting better every month.
Yeah, so what's really cool is Cameron just hit his first 6K month. You joined the program in October last
Yeah,
year.
I think October. Yeah,
October last year. You just hit your first 6K month. Came from a door to door background, but the story of how you got into club closer is quite interesting because you were referred in by your housemate
yeah.
who you live with right now. What was the story there? Like, how did that come about?
So my housemate's Tom got me into door to door sales. I was actually going to go into like
So he got you into door to door as well.
Yeah, got me into door to door as well. Got into door to door with him. He was absolutely killing it on the doors. I'm going to be honest, probably wasn't my strong suit. I wasn't as good as Tom on the doors, or definitely wasn't the high roller. Say that at least. And I
What
was
do you think? Why do you say like? What makes you say that? Why do you think you were good on the doors?
just because, for one, I wasn't making a lot of money. Truth be told, I was probably losing a lot of money being on the doors. It wasn't like skill selling. It was like they call it like law of averages. You speak to enough people with a good attitude, the right pitch. It kind of like you're bound to get a couple sales.
Yeah, just
Clearly, I
one.
didn't have a good attitude.
Volume.
So
Sorry, say again, bro.
yeah, didn't have a good attitude clearly because I wasn't doing many sales. So like that happened, and then obviously transitioning to this, and it's more skill based. I think that's why it's more of a strong suit because I can actually control how to make a sale and kind of skill set.
Yeah, of course. Just going back to obviously like Tom getting you in. What like were you just watching Tom? Were you seeing what Tom was doing and be like, okay, this looks interesting. I want to try this now as opposed to door to door.
Yeah, so Tom actually left the door to door, and obviously like, Tom's one of my best mates, and kind of seeing like there must be a reason why he's leaving. Like we both got in this opportunity, and he left. I was like, what's kind of going on here? But my ego kind of kept me there. I was like, I'm not just going to leave because Tom leaves. I want to make this a success. I want to become one of the managers and kind of progress that way. And then, it was probably like 2, 3 months later, obviously moved in with Tom, seeing like the success he was getting. And I was like working like 16-hour days, coming back like 10 o'clock at night. And Tom's already finished work by like 4, made way more money than me. And like just seemed like there's a lot more freedom. And I thought, it just got to a point where I was at my limit. Wasn't going to the gym, pretty much sacrificed on my health, just career focus as a lot of people are. And then, I was just like, you know what? Just go for it. And I just left. And then 2 weeks later, I think a week later, got into Club Closer.
So you left and then joined Club Closer.
Yeah, literally left. And then I was thinking about getting like a part-time job, like an SDR job in like the city centre and kind of just doing this part-time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just thought, just go all in. And then, yeah.
Yeah, you made it work for sure.
Made it work, yeah. But that's the only way to make it work if you go all in, I think. I think if you've got something on the side, yeah, you can do it gradually, but like if you want the success, you gotta go all in.
Yeah, if you put your back up against the wall and like really throw yourself at something, you kind of only really give yourself one option, right?
100%. I had enough money for the program and then 1 month's rent. So I had to make it work. So it was like, yeah.
That really is putting your back up against the wall. But I love that because you have made it work. Um, Curious to know then, like, what was the motivation behind getting into sales in the first place? Like, why did you do door to door?
Mm.
Um, and I'm curious to know what you were doing before as well, actually.
So I was actually a fully qualified builder. That was like the traditional route. My brother was a builder. My family were like, yeah, just get into building. You'll always have money. And I kind of did that. Fully qualified, tried to set up my own business with that. It was okay. But I was also working a full-time job on the side. And then I ended up hurting my back. Obviously, building work, it can be rough.
Yeah.
And Tom was literally like, you can't work, just get into sales. And I was like, why not? And I just said yes. And then pretty much just followed him and literally just went, apply for this job. We ended up getting with the same company. And then found a real love for sales because I do like, communicating, getting on with people, and it just made sense.
I've got a couple of funny pictures of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom sent through. I won't show here, but they are pretty good. Yeah, that's interesting. So did you have like a clear plan then of what you wanted to do? Or was it just like, just see where the wind takes me in?
In terms of just like getting into sales?
Well, just like in terms of life plan, really. Like,
Yeah, so I've always had like a plan. Like I know that no matter what, I'm gonna kind of do something more than just the average person, and maybe that's ego fueling that. But I was
yeah,
always like, I've
yeah.
got to do this. I've got to amount to something. And yeah, that's why I wanted to. So my original plan was to become a builder, go to Australia because you can make like $50 an hour out in Australia, and I was like, that sounds great. It's like a lot of money, especially when you come from like no money. I'm like, yeah, that'd be mega. And then pretty much that dream faded when I got hurt, and I thought, okay, I need a way to make money quick and a lot of money, and then it just made sense because my big goal is to kind of give back to the family, and the cliche like retire the parents, give back to the grandparents. I know everyone kind of says it, but obviously they are some of the goals and the driving force to do it. So that's what need to get money quick.
And then you fell into sales and obviously realized it's something you're not actually that bad at.
That being said, I wasn't good on the doors. Like I don't know what made me think, okay, get into like the online sales where I wasn't making that much money. Like I'll be honest, like
what's really interesting though is obviously if the door-to-doors was your first sales job, that was your only experience in sales, which you weren't very good at. You didn't have like, I don't think door-to-door gives an accurate representation or a fair representation of obviously what sales entails. So it's like that was your exposure to sales. That was all you knew.
Yeah, literally. And like that, I remember seeing your Instagram just before leaving, and the ad where it was like, if you're doing door-to-door sales, realistically, you can be doing way better online. And that caught my attention. I kind of saw that, but I was thinking, I'm still not even doing well on the door-to-door sales. So I don't know if that would translate, But something I did know is like, if I give myself enough time, I will get good at something, And that was like my mindset. Was like, I'm going to make it work. And I think that's why I stuck with the door-to-door. I did it for a year. I lost a lot of money, but I was like, I'm going to make it work.
What do you mean when you lost a lot of money?
So coming into it, obviously I had quite a bit of money saved from like obviously running my own business on the side in the building game. Like that's why I was like happy to kind of transition into sales. Like I'm going to make it work. I've got, a couple grand behind me at least. And then got into the doors, had some good weeks, but overall consistently, I was just eating into my savings. And then by the time I left, I literally had no savings left. And I had a little bit of money into like investments like crypto and things like that. And that's what I used to pay for the program. And then it was just like, just going all in.
Sick. So would you say you're now good at sales?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the difference between when you were door-to-door selling and obviously now high ticket closing? Like, how have you actually made yourself good at sales? And I'm not looking for you to say, oh, it's only club closer. Like, you put in a lot of work yourself. What's that look like?
The one benefit that, the door-to-door give me is obviously working like 16-hour days, like 5-6 days a week. So my work ethic was super high. It was just high in the wrong vehicle. I was just generally in the wrong vehicle. And then obviously being around Tom, I remember doing like a couple of my first role plays and then getting Tom's feedback. And it was like super harsh and honest, but that's what led me to progress obviously pretty quick. Being around obviously the Club Coza guys, like people in Sebastian, the community, Philip, just, that was just holding me to a high level. And then obviously getting on an offer where there was some great training alongside that. Like can't say enough good words about Trey and Ty and the people there because they really helped me and progress. Because when I joined, my skill set, even though it was great from Club Coza, there was a lot of room to improve.
Yeah. Until you get on an offer and start selling, I don't think you get the full exposure to what it's actually like.
Yeah, you can do practice calls, but like realistically, you're not going to be the actual way it kind of goes.
Yeah. So what was the core things you kind of focused on then to actually make sure you got good at sales and put yourself in a position where, you could actually land an offer?
Yeah, so the key things for me is on the club closer like school, they had like the habit tracker for like, like the role plays and that. I literally nailed in my day from when I get up to like when I go to bed. And it was like 20 or 30 different habits. Like there's even like play chess or like, like organize this and do that.
What?
All the little habits that add up.
Like 20 different things that you
Yeah.
tried.
And I had the main ones was do 2 role plays a day, five outreach a day is a minimum. Something I can do consistently. And then it was literally just like sales study, like just networking, sales study, look online. I probably spent the first like week or so, like at least like I know everyone can do it, but like 6 or 7 hours every day, just kind of being obsessed with getting better. And that's why I obviously landed a role super quick, started making money super quick. So I was just obsessed about it.
So talk to me about the obviously look like you've been in Club Closer 5 months, will be 5 months, right?
Yeah.
Obviously getting 6K. There's guys that have jumped in and done it quicker than you.
Mm.
But what I think's really, and why I wanted to get you on at this stage, because I know you're going to go on and do bigger numbers, but I wanted someone like you to come on and do an interview that's, having success, is happy with the trajectory, but like it keeps it, it's not, there's no skepticism of like how you've done it. It's like, oh, this is a very realistic aim that anyone can do that comes from sales, or, you said you sucked at door to door.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't even have any sales skills and you still have been able to do it. Since joining Club Closer, like not what have you done, but what's the path look like in terms of like how long did it take you to refine those skills, land that offer, and then obviously there's a period of eating shit because that's part of the journey. Like what did that look like? And then obviously how did you get to the offer on now? Whether you want to talk about that or not is up to you.
Yeah, sure. So I actually got my first offer 3 weeks into joining Club Closer. And it wasn't based off like the job board or like outreach. It was just networking with people. Literally just networking with everybody in Club Closer. And then obviously just speaking to the right people, asking the right questions, putting in the work, showing them, I landed my first role, which was great. Kind of really like just try harded that role as much as possible. I'll be honest, like wasn't great. Like the lead flow wasn't great, or like the actual offer itself wasn't kind of incredible, but it was a learning lesson. I felt like I can make all my mistakes on this. Then when I find that offer that really works for me, like the one I'm on now, I can just progress really quick. And pretty much I just made all my mistakes on that. I think I didn't take many calls, I'll be honest. I closed a couple, but like wasn't anything impressive. But I was like, I knew like the sooner I got that first little taste of what it can be like, I know like second I get on a solid offer, and it was from the job board. Yeah, literally we jumped on the job board, and the key with the job board is just getting
Closer.
Yeah, inside Club Closer, just getting it straight away. I found that I'd always get good responses when I literally the second they post it, I just applied then, like rather than like leaving it a day or a couple hours, and then just got it.
So how long were you on the other offer for?
I was on the other offer for 3 weeks. And then I just realized like the guy was kind of telling like if you carry on this way you'll be making like I don't know like 3K this month, and I'll be honest that did not excite me. Like I was like,
how much did you make in those 3 weeks? Because
in those
obviously
3 weeks I think I closed I closed 4 deals in the 3 weeks, and it was like a 1.5 2K offer, so it wasn't a lot but I was setting as well, so it was like 15%. So it was enough to kind of pay the rent and kind of cover me, but wasn't obviously anything incredible. Yeah. And then I realized from there that like, okay, this offer's not going to get me to 10K. It's not going to hit there. So I just made the hard decision and left. And what I've realized is a lot of people don't leave them offers, and that's what kind of keeps them stuck.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm not staying stuck. Tom said you just need to leave. So I left. Then went for like a couple of weeks of no offer then, but still believing in the process. And then obviously getting on new ones and then just finding the right one for me.
Do you think that, bad offer actually helped in the overall grand scheme of things?
Yeah, 100%. Because it's like, I didn't even know what a CRM was, like when I jumped on that offer. Like, I had like no understanding of any of this. So it was like, at least I can make all my mistakes on that. And then when I jump onto this next offer, I don't look like someone that's a complete novice. So I was like, yeah, it just kind of prepared me,
Yeah, exactly. Sick, bro. Yeah, you're doing super well. And I know you're going to grow a lot in the next couple of months with the offer, you're currently on. What would be, I guess, for people looking to enter the space themselves, maybe coming from similar background as you, what some of the main things they should look out for, or the advice like you would give them?
Like, it kind of ties into my last point there, is like, don't get stuck in like one vehicle or like one role, for example. It's like people find a role and like, okay, I need to make this work. Just leverage everything you've got. So if you jump on a roll and you don't think you can hit your goals, take as much as possible out there and then just go, you know what, I'm going to transition into the next one. And just don't be afraid to make them hard decisions quickly. Like, what I found is if I make hard decisions quickly, the progression's just, it comes quickly, obviously. And then realistically, like, I hear a lot of people like say they join the program and they don't like, they're wondering when to do role plays and when to do outreach. The sooner the better. The sooner you just get the reps in, just like the gym. There's no best time to start the gym. It's just now. So just do everything now, learn, and yeah, it's just going to be a byproduct of your results.
Sounds basically just to like take action.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, very worthy answer to just take action.
Yeah, but that's it. When you were saying the first bit, I was like, this is literally just like, yeah, making hard decisions is hard, sure, but like the quicker you do them, or the worst thing you can do in that situation is not make a decision at all and just stay where you are. You just got to keep moving, keep taking action, keep dotting and darting around until you find something that works and sticks, and then go all in with that.
100%.
You need to put in the practice and do the hours and put in the reps to make that happen, but you just got to take action. Because most people, I just don't think, take action on anything. They're unhappy in their relationship, they're unhappy with their job, they're unhappy with where they're living, whatever. They're unhappy with their weight, whatever it is. They don't do anything about it. All you got to do is do something.
And I believe taking action is one step, but then it's the consistency. It's like you can take action once, but it's not taking action once. It's like in every element of your life.
Yeah.
Like trying to really embody that. So it's like if someone, say for example, Tom says, "Let's go here," like I've got to just take the action. Like, yeah, do it. Like, why think about it? Because it's like, if you think about it, then the people you jump on the phone will think about it. You have to embody the person you want to be, and it's like, that's the mindset I've got. Like, if I want something, just take an action.
Yeah, get after it.
Yeah, 100%.
So what's next, Cameron? What's the goal next? I don't know, this year, say.
So next, I've got some big traveling goals. That's a main key factor of jumping into like the online space. I mentioned before this call, obviously, going to America with Trey in 2 weeks. First time ever going to the States. I'm super nervous.
Probably worth mentioning. Yeah, so the current offer you work for, the business owner, he's so impressed with what you're doing that he's flying you out from Manchester over to the States.
Yeah, and I've never been to the States. I've never traveled on my own. So it's like a 13-hour journey. So it's going to be exciting. So yeah, go over there, going there for like a week and a bit, coming back, just get my head down, grinding. In August, I'm actually moving to South Africa for like 3-4 months.
With Tom?
Yeah, with Tom. And just to experience some stuff, kind of go traveling. And then end of year goal is I want to have 100K saved, whether that's through like reinvesting my money I'm earning now to make more money. And then when I get from there, it's literally just a factor of just finding ways to multiply it, whether that's kind of starting my own deal or just carry on what I'm doing and just reinvesting the money and just keep it growing, and just keep leveraging my expertise and my skills.
I think the beautiful thing with closing on what you're doing is you get the cash flow of running a business without actually running the business.
Yeah.
And then you've got this cash flow that then you can either invest like into property, which I know Tom's, or I don't know, did you do property with Tom? I know Tom did.
Yeah, I did the property business with Tom before the door-to-doors, but we lost our attitude every day. Like it wasn't much of a business.
Well, you can go into property, you can put it in stocks, like you have cash flow that then you can reinvest into a business that obviously does take capital to start up, but you've already got the cash flow coming in. And yeah, it's sick. I just think it's awesome that you and Tom both went from doing door to door to now, like, you're both sitting in the same house, closing deals from your laptop, and are able to travel and go to Africa together.
Honestly, if you told me like 6 months ago when I was doing door to door sales that I'd be where I am today, it sounds so cliche, but I wouldn't believe it. I generally wouldn't. Like just having the freedom, go gym in the morning, do what I want, take a couple calls. I know a lot of people don't think it's real because it's all online and stuff, but you don't know until you try, and then once you try, you just
Life changed.
literally life change. Like I remember every day going to the doors, working like 16-hour days, losing money, and like I'll make this work, and then just staying in the wrong vehicle for too long. But I don't regret anything.
But what's sick is like if you hadn't have gone and done the door-to-door thing, you wouldn't have found us. You wouldn't have worked up close. You wouldn't have gone into high ticket closing.
I don't
You
even know
wouldn't
what
be
I
able
would
to
do.
today, so yeah. Short term, it looks like a loss, but in the long term, it's like okay, that investment into door-to-door has
Yeah,
obviously paid itself back.
I could be on a building site right now, absolutely hating life, but as they say, living the dream. So I can't complain.
Sick, bro. Well, look, really appreciate you jumping on. You can plug your Instagram or something if you wanted to. I don't know if you're about that, but feel free to.
Yeah, sure. It's just Cameron Tabith. If you guys want to send me a message and like transition from door to door or just kind of getting into the space, all means, please do.
Sweet, bro. Appreciate that. Thanks again for your time.